What's going on, folks? So today I'm going to be checking out a new single here from the band Sledeon, and the name of this song is Superhuman. I'm very curious to check this out. I've been excited. I've been waiting to check this out. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just jump on in and give this bad boy a listen, shall we? Rangers, go. Wow, pretty cool song. I really love the vibe. The production sounds really good. It just has such a cool sound. I really thought it was such a cool song. Really has a neat vibe that I was all in for. That this kind of thing is really kind of right down my alley. But before I really kind of get into that nitty gritty, I want to just start off with what I really did not like about this song. And the reason why I want to start out with this is because saying that this particular thing ruins this song, it's kind of strong to say that, because the song itself is really cool. But this one little thing really takes away quite a bit from the song, in my opinion. And it's a very little thing that's kind of in there, but it happens very frequently throughout the song. And I really do not like that choice to do this. But when that kind of electronic voice is saying soup, superhuman, soup, all that stuff, on like the S, on the soup, there's this really weird kind of scratching, fuzzy kind of sound, like it just sound. And I apologize for that, by the way. That was pretty heinous, but it really, it's jarring. It really interrupts like the rest of the sound, because the rest of the sound is awesome, but that weird it takes so much away, where every time that happens, like I'm vibing with the song. I'm digging it. But when that happens, it sucks all of my attention just to that. And it's weird. It's very bizarre. And to me, it really takes a lot away from the song. It just sounds strange. It almost sounds like, your headphones are kind of in and out, and there's like that fuzz, that scratchy sound, like you need to replace your headphones because the speakers in there, or even if you're not listening on headphones, you're listening on the computer, you're listening on some, it almost sounds like the speakers are malfunctioning, and I just don't like that. It just is very peculiar. I really think it would have been much better suited if that electronic voice was much more just clear. Soup, superhuman, soup. Because that weird scratching sound, it's jarring, and it takes so much away from the song. Really did not like that at all. I'm going to be blunt. It just strange. So I would love to hear the song without that weird kind of filter, that weird just sound on the S. The electronic voice saying the superhuman is fine. It suits the vibe and the style of the song. But just that almost, again, it just sounds like your speakers are fuzzy and kind of malfunctioning. So did not care for that whatsoever. And the only other thing, which doesn't really take too much away from the song, it's not like the other thing that I just mentioned, but that weird like kind of growling part, it's kind of there, and then it doesn't happen anymore. Like there's no consistency of that through the song, so it just feels very out of place, because it really wasn't kind of woven into the fabric of the whole song. It just happens in that one spot and not again. So it again, that's another thing that to me is just a bit jarring in the full scope of the song, and just feels really out of place. So I would personally, scratch that as well, just to keep it clean all the way through, unless you want to weave that kind of more consistently throughout the song, because it just feels very out of place. So that's it. Now for the good stuff. I mean, when the song first started, I was digging it. Love the vibe, the synth and the keyboards in this song. Phenomenal. Loved it. Loved that vibe, and almost kind of dance sort of electronic quality to it. And it's not overdone. It's kind of in the chorus. It's like there in the beginning and things like that. But it's not like pumping all the way through. But it shows up in just the right places and really adds a lot to the feeling of the song and really kind of engrosses you in it. Another thing I also really loved was I think it was like the like almost like the pre-chorus for the very first chorus. And this might make me sound hypocritical, because I criticized the growling part for only appearing once, but it's just different in the context of the whole song. Sometimes something can happen once and really contribute a lot to the song. Some other things can happen only once and just feel out of place. So it's kind of a fine line. But yeah, like it was there, I believe, in like the pre-chorus of the first chorus. It was almost like a very reminiscent of the Twilight Zone theme song, which I'm a huge fan of the Twilight Zone. So that like little piano in there, it added this kind of sci-fi, almost mystical, dark-ish sort of feeling to the song. And I just thought it was really, really neat. So I loved that. The keyboard work all the way throughout this song, incredible. Loved it. Something else I loved was the guitar work. I loved the heaviness of the guitars. I loved the melodic nature of some of the other sections with the guitars. And like the solo and all that good stuff was really awesome. Just love the tone of the guitars and the way that they're presented, and it just sounded killer. The drums also do a really great job of keeping the rhythm of the song kind of going, even when the synth isn't really prominent. The drums kind of keep that mood and that feeling alive, so that when the synths do pop up, it's not like, whoa, what are we doing here? Like, because you're already kind of in the groove, and I think the drums really contribute a large part of keeping that kind of feeling alive throughout the whole song. So, and I really like the vocals too. She's got a great voice. At first I was kind of thinking, because the song is very heavy, so I thought maybe just a little bit more oomph or grit to the voice, just a touch more aggression would have been great. But by the end of the song, I was like, no, you know what? It's really fine how it is. It doesn't really need that, because the music is kind of carrying that, and then the vocals kind of balance that out a bit. So yeah, I really like the vocals, especially in the chorus. I love the chorus. It's very almost cinematic. It's just really got this awesome sound with the music, and then the vocals on top of it, and the melody. It's kind of nice how the melody isn't really rapid fire. It has just a nice kind of rhythm to it, a nice kind of breathability to it, where it enhances the scope of the song. If it was kind of rapid fire, like really like in tune with kind of the rhythm of everything that's happening, the guitars, the synth, all that, it would have been cool, I think, still. But it kind of gives it a different approach, the way that it's a little bit more deliberate. Again, to me, it enhances the scope of the song. So I thought that was a really great choice on the band's part for constructing the melody, the way that the vocal melody, the way they did in the chorus. And then probably my favorite part, although I did love the chorus, especially towards the end, I was really getting into it. But that bridge, though. Oh, it was so sick. I mean, everything is really shining there in the bridge with the music and then the vocals. It has such a cool feel to it. Really loved that bridge a lot. So yeah, I mean, really, really cool song that I really, really enjoyed. And I could take or leave that growl section. It really doesn't take too much away from the song. My personal approach would to have just been to scratch it, but again, it's not detrimental. But in my opinion, what really is somewhat detrimental to the song is that weird scratch, on the S for the Superhuman. Just, I dig that electronic Superhuman vocal style. Again, it really suits the song and adds that extra layer to it. But just make it clean, just clear. Like I know it's like a vocoder or whatever you want to call it, just that kind of computer sounding voice. But on the S, just get rid of that. Like, it's very, very weird. Just Superhuman, just nice and simple. Just the clean, clear electronic voice, not that really strange, scratchy, popping kind of fuzzy sound. It really is jarring, really. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on this song. I would love to hear a version of it without that weird thing that happens during the Superhuman stuff, because it happens quite a bit throughout the song. And again, it just really draws my attention to that and away from the song, instead of just really being able to vibe with the whole package. So that's my thoughts here. I'm very impressed, though, with this sound. Looking forward to what Sledeon continues to create, because they really got something here, but it could be much better. Just removing that one little thing. Again, you take or leave the growl section, but yeah. Anywho, so that's that. Yeah, let me know, folks, in the comments down below what y'all thought of this song here. Are you looking forward to more? I certainly am. Very, very curious to see what direction the band is kind of going, especially from here. This really kind of feels like it's a very high point for the band. So, I'm very, very curious to see where they go from here. So, but again, let's talk about it all in the comments below, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger, out.